Here we are with how to build the participios. Okay, now remember, we have regular verbs and we have irregular verbs, but it's not that bad when it comes to participio. Look at this beautiful chart. There are 3 columns. Left hand side, it's your ado ending verbs. Middle column, it's your ido ending verbs. And on the right hand side, others. That's the challenging group. So let's move back to the first column. Notice how all the verbs in your first column are ending ar. Preparar means to prepare, cantar, to sing, enamorar, to... Enamorar is to make someone fall in love with you. It's like to lure someone to love you. Declarar, to declare, or to confess, or to, And enviar is to send. So all these verbs ending in ar will take the participio with the stem of the verb and the ending ado. Preparado, cantado, enamorado, declarado, and enviado. In your middle column, vivir and tener are ir and er ending verbs. Your participle is made with the ending ido. Vivido and tenido. So you keep the stem, viv, and then you say ido, vivido. Tener, you keep the stem, ten, and tenido. So far, so good. The third column will be your challenge, because we need to identify which verbs fall in this group. We have, for example, escribir. It's an ir ending verb. So based on the previous column, you can think escribir, escribido. Well, no, it's escrito. That's it. Learn by heart. Decir, also ending in ir. You're tempted to think decir, decido. No. Dicho. So that's something to keep in mind. And the same with hacer, to do. It's not hacido, it's hecho. Now, there are flashcards with these irregular participles for you to remember and to memorize and to study and to have fun with. Now, I told you before that additionally, we need the verb haber as an auxiliary. Haber is the companion of my verbs in order to build this tense called pretérito perfecto. Okay, the tense pretérito perfecto, or in English it's called present perfect. It's built by using the corresponding form of haber plus the participle of the verb. Now, like I said before, the good news is that the participle of the verb, this ado, ido, etc., will be exactly the same for all the conjugations for yo, tú, él, ella, etc. Everybody will use the same participio. What changes is the auxiliary, the verb haber. Now let's look at that. It's very simple, but I still want to discuss it with you. Now let's move to the next slide for that. Right, so now you can see that the 6 conjugations we're now familiar with, yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, and ellos, ellas, ustedes, each of them has a form for the verb haber. Yo he, tú has, él ha, nosotros hemos, vosotros habéis, ellos han. That is what you will need to change accordingly when you are conjugating in the present perfect in español. So look at this bubble, the bubbles with examples. The first one, let's see here. Yo he brincado. Brincado is the verb to jump, brincar. So I have jumped. Yo he brincado. So let's say that you have jumped the bungee. Yo he brincado el bungee. Tú has comido. You have eaten. So let's think about past experiences eating exotic food. Tú has comido, whatever example of Yorkshire puddings, let's say. Tú has comido un Yorkshire pudding. Él ha subido. Subido is to either climb or to go up or to go on something. Por ejemplo, él ha subido una montaña. He has climbed a mountain. Or él ha subido al segundo piso. He has gone upstairs. It doesn't really matter. The point is, this is our point here. Reveals to me it's él, ella, or usted. The next example says, ella ha amado. She has loved. That sounds very much like an 18th century romantic novel sentence. Usted ha bebido. You have drank. That's probably something that a police officer will be telling you. Usted ha bebido. Too much. Demasiado. Nosotros hemos dormido. We have slept. And you can say where. Nosotros hemos dormido. I don't know, probably 3 horas. We have slept 3 hours. Or we have slept in the patio. Nosotros hemos dormido en el patio. Etc. So notice how the verb haber, the auxiliary haber, is what has to change for each person. And this is what reveals the conjugation of the person. So what happens if I delete yo and I simply say he brincado? Even without yo, I know the conjugation is for yo because he is exclusively yo. Or if I only said over here, hemos dormido without nosotros, I understand it's nosotros because hemos, you can see it here, hemos is only for nosotros. So the only cases where you have to be, or we have to be a bit more careful, will be the cases for él, ella, usted, and ellos, ellas, ustedes, because it could be either or. And I probably have to be specific, because if I say an example like ha amado without previous information, I don't really know ella, él, or usted. So just be careful in those cases. Other than that, the conjugation of this auxiliary verb reveals the person. Okay, it reveals who is the reference of the verb. Ahora, now, let's get ready to put a bit more into practice with past experiences. Let's move to the next slide. In this slide, we have the massive question, ¿alguna vez has? Have you ever? So there are 8 different, I'm jumping a bit, I'm skipping a couple of pages. I'll go back to those in the next session. On page 114, en la página 114 de tu libro, we're going to practice now, ¿alguna vez has? Have you ever? So there are 8 different sentences using 8 different verbs. To start with, I want you to decide what is the participle form. ¿Cuál es el participio de estos verbos? You have high probabilities of finding regular verbs. So if it's ar ending, your participio will be ado. If it's er or ir ending, your participio will be ido. Now, I'll give you a few minutes and give it a go to deciding what is the participio form for all the verbs in these 8 sentences. ¿Vale? Take a few minutes for that. So let's give it a go here. For each of these verbs, we have here. I revealed the first one. Perder, it's an er ending verb. Yes, ido is the form of your participio. What about ir? The participio for ir will be ido. ¿Cuál es el participio del verbo salir? Salido. El verbo enamorarse, remember, se means it's reflexive, but it's enamorar, it's an ar ending verb, enamorado. Ganar, ganado. Mentir, mentido, that's right. Viajar, viajado, and encontrar, encontrado. That's pretty easy. All of these verbs are either ado or ido, regulars. Now let's go line by line to understand the meanings. 1. Perder las llaves de casa. Las llaves de casa, the keys to your home or to your house. ¿Alguna vez has perdido las llaves de casa? Have you ever lost the keys to your house? So you decide, sí o no. Número 2. ¿Alguna vez has ido a trabajar sin dormir? Have you ever gone to work without sleeping, like the night before? ¿Alguna vez has ido a trabajar sin dormir? Número 3. ¿Alguna vez has salido en la tele? Have you ever been on TV? Salido en la tele. So, salir en la tele is a fixed expression meaning to be on TV. Número 4. ¿Alguna vez? Remember, número 4 is reflexive, so what do you do first? Te. Muy bien. ¿Alguna vez te has enamorado? So notice that when you have a reflexive verb, you have to split te, okay, goes first. So the particle, the reflexive particle, has to move before the auxiliary. ¿Alguna vez te has enamorado? A primera vista. Have you fallen in love in the first sight? Número 5. ¿Alguna vez has ganado un premio? Have you ever won a prize? Número 6. ¿Alguna vez has mentido? Have you ever lied? A un buen amigo, to a good friend. Número 7. ¿Alguna vez has viajado sin dinero? Have you ever traveled without money? I guess it must be exciting. Y número 8. ¿Alguna vez has encontrado, have you ever found, algo de valor, something valuable, en la calle? Okay. ¿Alguna vez has encontrado algo de valor en la calle? ¿Vale? So this is something that you can keep practicing. Now, when you answer no, can you guess what's the word for never? Right, it's nunca. So when your answer is no, you can always say yo nunca he, and then the verbs in participio. Yo nunca he perdido las llaves de casa. Yo nunca he ido a trabajar sin dormir. Yo nunca he salido en la tele. Yo nunca. What about enamorarse? It's reflexive, and now it's yo. What's the particle for yo? Me. Muy bien. Yo nunca me he enamorado a primera vista. Yo nunca he ganado un premio. Yo nunca he mentido a un buen amigo. Nunca he viajado sin dinero. Nunca he encontrado algo de valor en la calle. ¿Vale? Now, when your answer is sí, that's a bit trickier. Because if you say sí, I immediately want to know when, cuándo. And that will be the past tense. And that is something you will explore in Spanish 1+. Not yet. So take this with you. There's verbs participio, verbos en participio para recordar. El auxiliar have to remember. And you have adjectives also to learn that describe defectos y cualidades. So we're stopping this for today. You have plenty to work on for this session. And I'll see you next week with the second part of this unit. Por ahora, nos vemos la próxima semana. Cuídense y quédense en casa. Adiós.